Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for a casual video today. You can see I am makeup free, and that is because I am going to be doing a little get ready with me. I have some filming to do after this and I needed to do my makeup anyways, and this has actually been requested quite a bit as of lately. So I figured I would show you guys what I've been doing for my makeup for summer. So like I mentioned, all I have on my face right now is moisturizer. I love this. This is like a little sample one, but I love this stuff. It is called Glam Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer. There's no tint to this, but I just have that all over my face, and I did my hair, of course, but I'm going to pull it back so it doesn't get in the way. And we are going to do my makeup. I think the last makeup video that I had on my channel was my husband doing my makeup, which was pretty hilarious, if I do say so myself. It actually turned out way funnier than I ever thought it was going to be, and that is still one of my all-time favorite videos. So in the summer it's very hot. I don't like to wear a lot of makeup on my face, and I keep it very light, natural, glowy, shimmery. That's kind of like what I like in the summer, but I do live somewhere that's super duper dry, and so I am going to spray my face with the MAC Prep and Prime Fix It spray, just to really kind of make my skin feel more hydrated. So it's like all wet, and I have a mirror here, so if you see me looking off into the distance, that's what it is. I just have my damp beauty blender here. I love the ones off of Amazon that come in like an 8-pack. They're linked for you guys because I get asked that a lot, and I'm just kind of pressing in that this Prep and Prime spray. This was expensive, but it lasts a very long time, so you can do it. It says skin refresher / finishing mist, so you can use before or after makeup or both, but it just really makes your skin feel like nice and moisturized and kind of damp. And I will say, in the fall and winter when I do use a foundation, I like the Tarte Double Duty Beauty Face Tape. I like that foundation, but like I said, in the summer I don't really bother with foundation. So anyways, in the winter I will say that when I use this, I feel like the foundation doesn't move, it doesn't crease, it stays like put in place. I have all of these like little baby hairs that are gonna drive me nuts, so let me find a clip for these guys. So I just figured I would show you guys what my makeup has been like, because I've been asked quite a few times actually, and then just kind of chat with you just about things that I've been asked. So this is going to be like a mini Q&A, I don't know, very casual, nothing formal. But the first thing I'm going to do makeup wise, this is what I like to use in the summer. This is it's Maybelline Dream BB Pure Skin Clearing Beauty Balm 8-in-1 Skin Perfector. It does have 2% salicylic acid in it, and I wear the shade Medium Sheer Tint. So that's what that guy looks like. You can find it anywhere. The cap is like this tan color. It used to be a blue color. I'm not sure why they changed the lid, but they did. And you don't need very much of this at all. So I rub this on with my fingers, as you can see, because when I do a beauty blender with the, what is this called? BB cream, I guess. It's not foundation, so the beauty blender just literally soaks it up. I need just a little bit more, so I go under my eyes, I go over my eyes, I just literally rub it all over my face. But it is not like a foundation. It is very, very light and has, you know, SPF, and it really just feels like lotion if you've never used it. So anyways, come down on the neck a little bit. I always get very tan on my chest, not so much on my face because I kind of hide my face, but bronzer will even all that out. So then once I have that on, then I'm going to take my Tarte Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape in the shade Light Medium Sand. I don't think they make this anymore, but I've had this a long time. It's running out, and I actually have another one that I haven't used yet for backup. But yeah, so I'm just gonna put the applicator here, just kind of dab it under my eyes. I have naturally very dark under eyes, and then I'm gonna bring it up in here into the sides there, a little on the sides of the nose, and then I don't really have any like zits right now, so we don't need to cover anything up, but if I did, I would go ahead and dab that on there. So now that that's there, I'm just gonna kind of blend it out with the pointed end, just pressing it into the skin. When you do the Beauty Blender, it's taken a lot of use of it, but I used to feel like I wiped away. So when you use it, if you're new to it, you wanna be very delicate and you wanna kind of press. So you're kind of pressing the product into your skin. And as you can see, I'm gonna take that all the way up into my eye, get under my eyelash line there. Okay, so let's chat, guys. Let's just have a casual friend chat. Maybe you're getting ready right now, maybe you're drinking your coffee. But I've got some things that I wanted to talk about that as I'm filming this, it'll be a few weeks delayed before you guys see this, but it'll still be relevant at the time. So the first thing I want to say is I have been getting a lot of people telling me that I say a lot. I am aware of this. I am not a perfect person. I realize that I say a lot in certain videos. You'll notice that I say that a lot when I am trying to convey my emotions. And that is because, and I have explained it before, on YouTube, you cannot just say what you're thinking. You have to think about it, say it, think about how it might be received, what they might think about you saying it. It's so difficult. So when I'm trying to convey my heart to you guys, my actual thoughts, feelings, my heart, I know that I say a lot, and it's because I'm pausing to make sure that how I'm saying things is what I'm meaning to say. So in real life, I do not walk around saying every other word. And my apologies if it bothers you. I am aware of it and I try not to do it, but at the same time, you know what they say, like, take the meat and spit out the bone, chew the meat, spit out the bone. I don't know. What are these weird phrases? Something like that. That's how I feel. Listen to what I'm saying. And if I annoy you very badly by doing that, I apologize. Don't watch my channel, and then you don't have to worry about it. I am aware of it. It is not something that I do in real life. It is because, like I said, I'm just adding a little bit more. It's because I'm trying to convey my feelings, okay? And I have to think and make sure that I don't say one wrong word or mislead people, or, you know, I really have to think about what I say. So if I pre-rehearsed everything I was gonna say on camera, then that wouldn't happen. So now you guys know that when I say it's because I'm being really authentic and real and off the cuff, and I have not rehearsed or programmed what I wanted to say. Okay, so now that that's done, hopefully I don't say in this video, but I make no promises. So now that I'm all blended out, I'm going to take the NYX Professional Makeup No Filter Finishing Powder in the color Light Beige. Sister Studio on Instagram recommended this guy. Really, really like it. I like to use the bottom side of a damp beauty blender, and I like to pick up the product and then set my under eyes just by going ahead and pressing in that concealer. So I'll do my nose a little bit, kind of my T-zone. Remember that when you were a teenager, the T-zone. I feel like Clearasil did a million commercials about the T-zone. And I'm just gonna press that under my eyes so that my concealer doesn't disappear. But you'll see it doesn't make the shade of my face uneven. So I really like this a lot. So yeah, we're good. So once I've done that, again, very light. Like I don't feel like I have stuff on my face, which is what I like. After I do that, I'm going to take my eyebrow brush / pencil from Sephora, and I am going to comb up my brows. I get asked a lot if I've had my eyebrows microbladed. No, I have not. These are my natural brows, and this is what they look like when there's nothing in them. And that is just one perk of having dark hair and having Italian genes. You have decent eyebrows when you don't over tweeze them. But I do have naturally, like, I didn't tweeze those out. They just get very thin towards the ends, and so that's why I fill them in. But from this angle, they're not that bad. So I feel blessed to have eyebrows in this day and age, because there was once upon a time when you shaved them completely off your face. So this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Dip Brow Pomade Chocolate. Have had this forever and it is nowhere near done. So I literally will just go like dab, 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 and I'm gonna look off into the distance and fill in the brows because I can't look at myself and talk. So I wanted to talk about the thing first. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is I have been asked a million times, am I going to go to Disneyland with the mask requirements? What do I think about it? And, you know, I'm not going to do a whole video on what I think about Disneyland's mask requirements, so I figured this would be a great time to answer that. You guys know that I love Disney. It is a part of our family culture. Do I agree with everything that the company Disney does as a whole in this current day and age? Absolutely not. But there actually is probably 0 companies that I agree with everything that they do morally, socially, all of their public statements, you know. So I just want to throw that out there. With anything, you have to use discernment, and if you feel convicted about certain things, then by all means you must follow and obey your convictions. But I do not, there's just, if you really delve into who runs every company that you buy things for or support or whatever, you know, you're just gonna have nowhere to go, because that's just the day and the age that we're living in. So I wanted to go ahead and say that, because anytime I talk about Disney, I get a lot of stuff about that. So no, I don't agree with everything that they support. No, I don't agree with every project that they take on. No, I don't agree with every movie that they put out. No, I don't agree with every statement that their CEO makes, but we love Disney. So, I've been asked, as I said, will I go back with the mask rule? Because you guys know that I am not a supporter of wearing face coverings. It has nothing to do with my political party and everything to do with science, and you know, I think anybody, regardless of where they stand politically, can see the back and forth that has taken place. And so anyways, I just am not a fan of wearing them, and I try to wear them as little as possible now that they are required where I live. So will we go to Disney? Well, my kids are old enough where I can, now I'm going to put on some clear brow gel from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So this just holds your eyebrows in place, and I comb them upward and they will not move. This is like eyebrow super glue, so very good. My kids are old enough to voice their opinions, and we do take their opinions into consideration for many things. For example, my kids, 2 of them are play competitive sports, and they have had to go along with our governor's guidelines, and they've had to start implementing facial coverings when they're waiting to do their sports. I'm going to use bronzer now. It's just the Benefit Hoola, and I'm just gonna take a brush like this and dab it in and do my cheeks. So just because I know that facial coverings actually don't work. I'm not going to restrict my children from doing something that they love to do because they're requiring facial coverings there. Now I'm taking it down my neck to kind of help make everything one shade. I'm not going to say, oh, you can't continue to play competitive soccer because you have to wear a facial covering when you're walking up to the field, or no, you can't swim anymore because, and then I'm gonna take the bronzer over my eyelid. I'm not gonna, you know, my kids are old enough, they've got opinions, and we take them into consideration. So Disney is a family event. We love going. We usually go a couple times throughout the year. And so my husband and I asked them, if they have this rule, this was before they announced that they do, would you guys still want to go? And they all said, yes, we want to go. We don't care. So will I go? The answer is probably yes, but I will not be going until probably winter time. So I never do Disney in the summer, but I especially would not do it with a facial covering. If my kids wanted to go in July, I would say absolutely not. In the winter, it won't be hot, and I am prayerful and hopeful that they'll have worked out a lot of the kinks in the system, because they had to completely redo the way that they do everything. And so I feel for the employees and the company as a whole. I mean, being closed for Disney, being closed from March until the middle of July is like, it's never been done. And so I think by the time winter comes, things will have settled down, even if the facial covering thing is still required just because of how many people will be there. I hope we can go. We'll have to wait and see. So that's my answer. Will we try to go? Yes, but probably not until winter. And I would not be upset about waiting until around the first of the year, after New Year's. So that's usually when we go, though. We usually either go during the fall or we usually go at Christmas time. So now I'm going to take my Milani Luminoso Glow Shimmering Face Palette. This I got last year and I love this palette. 9 times out of 10, this is what I am wearing. You can see it is well loved. I am going, in fall I use this side, in summer I use this side. It's a little brighter. So I'm just going to dab onto the pink and the peach color here because it's very pigmented, and then I'm going to do the apples of my cheeks in a circular motion and draw it up. So that's what I'm doing here. So yeah, we probably will do Disney, but normally we wouldn't do Disney until fall and winter. That's usually when we go anyway, so we actually haven't even missed out on our normal Disney trip yet. So that's where I stand on all of that. My kids' opinions on that matter. You know, their opinions always matter, but they have more weight on a opinion on Disneyland versus like their bedtime. You know what I'm saying? Like, we go to Disney as a family, but we go for the kids. We love it as a family. So asking them seemed like the right thing to do. My kids are not afraid of the masks. Now I'm using the Dandelion Benefit Twinkle highlighter with this fanned Morphe brush, M310. In the summer, you guys will see, I love to have like a shimmery glow look. I do my nose, I do my Cupid's bow, and I do my chin right here. I just love the way that the highlight looks. For some people it's too much. For me, it's never enough. And I just go where the light would normally hit. So there's my face. It's picking up very white on camera, but it's not that white. But maybe I'll do my brush like this up here around my forehead. The next thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is that my daughter got a cell phone. She got an iPhone, and we have guidelines, specific guidelines in place for having it. There were multiple reasons why she got it, and maybe I'll do a whole video on it at some point, but I thought I would just toss that in here. because I get asked a lot about stuff like that. So the rules are she has to ask permission to use it at all times. She never can just go pick up her phone and start using it. The next rule is she doesn't give out the phone number to anyone without permission. The next rule is the phone charges in my bedroom or an open place downstairs. The next rule is she is not allowed to Google search anything without permission. The next rule is she is not allowed to send a text message to her friends without permission. And so far so good. She's actually got it for her 13th birthday in March, and she's done really well with it. So I'm very proud of her. And so yeah, lots of guidelines, lots of parameters. She understands why there's guidelines and parameters. She's tested the boundaries a few times and lost it for a couple of weeks. I think that that's par for the course though. At the beginning of it, I was like, yeah, see, Ashlee, this is why she's not allowed to have social media or anything like that. But I was like, this is why, you know, you didn't get her an iPhone. And I was like saying that to myself, but at the same time, you know, she's learned, and so it needed to happen sooner or later. So anyways, so far it's going okay. We've had a couple of hiccups, par for the course anytime you introduce something new, and they have to learn how to have self-control and balance and all that good stuff. This is another Milani palette. I like using this middle shade here. This is the 03 palette, Rose Glow. It doesn't say eyeshadow on it, but I use it for that. So I'm just gonna pick up this color right here, and I'm going to go pretty much from my eyelid all the way up to my brow with this color. So yeah, we're still very cautious and protected and doing all the things, but she's done pretty well with it, and I'm proud of her for that. So that was a big thing that I wanted to touch on with you guys. Another thing that I have been asked a bunch, and this will probably be the last thing I say in this video because I am almost done getting ready. Now I'm going to take this white shade and I'm just gonna go like right here in the corner of my eye. Is so many of us have friends, because of everything that's going on in our world, that are asking, like, what, you were a homeschooler before coronavirus and now you've got friends that are like, what do I do? Tell me what to do. And trust me, you're not alone. I've had so many people reach out to me, which is very kind, and I want to help everyone. The next shade is this darker color here, and I have like a angled, it's kind of pointed, and I'm just gonna go under my eyelashes down here with that shade. So kind of outlining the bottom of my eye. And I think as homeschoolers who have kind of been frowned upon, some of us feel like this is my opportunity, like I can help people. See, we're not that weird. And then I'm gonna take it into my crease of my eyelid. And I relate to some of that too. But what I wanna just say is that you can be as helpful as you wanna be. You can give all the advice. But you know as well as I know that homeschooling is so largely personal that it really takes that person, that mom or that dad, taking initiative and action to be able to find what's going to work for their family. So you can spend hours outlining every piece of curriculum that you use and why you love it. You can print off copies of your schedule and what you do and pass that along. And for some people that might be helpful, for some people it might be way overwhelming. But really what it comes down to is when you choose to homeschool your children, you are taking control, and so you have to take initiative and action. And I really believe that it's very important for every homeschooler to do their own research, to gather their own ideas and materials, and then ask questions, right? There's a difference between saying, hey, I'm thinking about using this. I was wondering if you have any experience with it, versus like someone being like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. Because really you have to take that initiative. You know your kids. So the way that someone might read something, or you know, when they're researching a curriculum, they might see something and know like, oh, that's not gonna work, where it works really well for your family. So I think the best way that you can help your friends who are asking you, what do I do for homeschooling, is number one, telling them that everyone's different. Number two, being very careful not to like give them a whole like 3-hour crash course because they're already overwhelmed. And number three is to be there to answer questions versus like tell them what they need to be doing. I think that every homeschooler needs to put in the time and the effort and the due diligence in researching their own stuff. And I think that it can almost be a disadvantage to kind of say like, oh, do this, this is what I do. There's so many people out there on the internet that have videos and stuff, and that is a part of becoming a homeschooler. I'm sorry, you have to spend those hours researching, and you know, there's so many differences. Like, is your friend gonna put the kids back in public school once all this coronavirus stuff leaves, or do they want to homeschool forever? You know, it's just, there's so much, because that is important, because the way that you would help someone who wants to put their kids back in public school versus someone who wants to homeschool forever, those are two very different things. And so I would give two very different sets of advice for those scenarios. So anyways, a lot of people have been saying like, what do you think we should say? I'm just gonna do mascara now. This is Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. And I put together kind of like my 7 like tips in the most concise form possible, like homeschooling, where to start. And I did a post on Instagram. You probably will have to scroll back quite a bit to find it. But you can share that if you really just don't know, because so many of you guys have said like, it's so overwhelming being asked that question. And I totally understand what you're saying. I was so overwhelmed being asked that question too. And I want to help everybody, and I want to give good godly counsel and advice, but I just couldn't, like, there's just no way to sum up 6 years of homeschooling advice into 7 bullet points. And so anyways, I racked my brain for like 8 hours trying to figure out the perfect way to say it without being overwhelming, but with giving like accurate, good information. And so I think I did okay. So if you're someone who has a friend that has asked you for that, then you can, you know, take what I've shared or read it and maybe come up with your own based off of kind of the way that I worded it. If you're lost, if you need help. Otherwise, I think the best thing to do is, like I said, be there, say, I'm here for you, let me know if you have any questions, but be very careful with having like 4-hour conversations, because it'll almost hurt your feelings if you do that and then they don't take any of your advice. And trust me, that's going to happen because every family is different and they have to do it their way. That's just the way it goes. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that. So I wanted to answer that. Now I'm going to use the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper, although I don't need any plump. I just like the color of this. This is Nude Shimmer, and a little bit goes a long way with this gloss. So I'm just gonna go like in the middle and one right there. Rub, rub, rub. There's the gloss. Now I'm gonna wait a second for that to dry, and then I'm going to set my face with some finishing spray. So anyways, thanks for hanging out with this super casual video. I just wanted to talk to you guys while I got ready because I'm about to film some more videos. So if you see this blue shirt again, you'll know that it was the same day, and I have no shame in that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me. Give me a thumbs up if you are thankful that I finally did another Get Ready With Me video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm very simple, very basic. Nothing fancy here. This Physicians Formula Rosé All Stay Illuminating Setting Spray has like color to it, and I love it. My friend Jamie Kite recommended this to me, was obsessed. The bottle broke like the day 2 that I had it, so I went to Target and I got another little bottle to fill it up, but the problem is I don't think I got any of the color into this bottle. Whatever, I tried to salvage it. I probably should have just bought a new one, but we're gonna go with it. So I'm just going to spray my face, and usually I would do like right here too on my chest because it has like little specks. It's not like glitter, but it's illuminating and I like it. And then I'm just gonna let it dry, so I will take down my hair now and take out that little clip for those baby hairs, and voila, all ready. Now I'm ready to film. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know if you relate to anything I said, and I'll see you guys in my next video really soon. Bye, guys.